Hello there, fellow comrades in capitalism. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the thrilling world of freelancing. That's right, folks, we're talking about ditching the soul-crushing 9-to-5 and becoming your own boss. It sounds glamorous, doesn't it? Working in your pajamas, setting your own hours, finally finishing that screenplay about a talking gerbil. But hold your horses, aspiring screenwriters. Freelancing isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a wild west of contracts, taxes, and existential dread. And just like with healthcare, things are a tad different depending on which side of the pond you call home. So buckle up as we compare and contrast the wonderful world of freelancing in the good old US of A versus the slightly less old, slightly less A UK. By the end of this, you'll be armed with the knowledge to decide if freelancing is the right path for you. Or, more likely, you'll be so overwhelmed you'll just crawl back into bed and watch Netflix. Either way, let's get started. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Section 2. Across the pond, two different strokes, freelancing landscapes. First things first, let's set the scene. In America, the land of opportunity and questionable healthcare choices, freelancing is booming like a bald eagle on the 4th of July. Over a third of the US workforce, that's right, a whopping 1/3, are now part of the gig economy. From web developers in Silicon Valley to dog walkers in Central Park, freelancing is as American as apple pie and crippling student debt. Across the Atlantic, our friends in the UK are catching up faster than a queue for a pub quiz on a Friday night. The UK freelance market has seen a massive surge in recent years, with nearly 5 million Brits now self-employed. While the UK might not be quite at the US level of freelance frenzy, they're making up for it with their own unique flavor, particularly in creative industries. Think graphic designers sipping lattes in Shoreditch or freelance writers penning the next Downton Abbey from their garden sheds. So, whether you're dreaming of launching a tech startup in San Francisco or writing the next hit British sitcom, both countries offer fertile ground for the aspiring freelancer. But before you hand in your notice and buy that world's best boss mug, for yourself obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the law. Section 3. Uncle Sam wants his cut legal hoops in the USA. The American dream life, liberty, and the pursuit of, well, paying your taxes. That's right, folks, the land of the free comes with a hefty side of IRS scrutiny. As a freelancer in the US, you're basically a one-person corporation in the eyes of Uncle Sam. This means navigating the complex world of self-employment taxes, quarterly payments, and enough paperwork to make a bureaucrat blush. One of the biggest legal landmines for US freelancers is the dreaded misclassification issue. See, companies love freelancers because they're cheaper than regular employees. No need for pesky benefits like health insurance or paid vacation. But sometimes those companies get a little too cozy with their freelancers, treating them like employees without actually classifying them as such. This is where the IRS steps in, wielding audits and penalties like a tax collector possessed. They're cracking down on misclassification, and if they catch wind of any funny business, you can bet your bottom dollar, or lack thereof after those penalties, they'll come knocking. So, US freelancers, beware, know your rights, keep meticulous records, and maybe invest in a good tax attorney. You've been warned. Section 4. God Save the Freelancer, Navigating UK Regulations. Across the pond, our British friends have their own set of regulatory hurdles to navigate. While the UK tax system might seem less daunting than its American counterpart, don't let that fool you. Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC, may not have the same fearsome reputation as the IRS, but they're no pushovers when it comes to collecting their due. One of the biggest challenges facing UK freelancers is the infamous IR35 legislation. This complex piece of tax law aims to prevent disguised employment, where individuals work like employees but are classified as freelancers to avoid taxes and benefits. Sounds familiar? It's basically the UK's version of the misclassification issue, just with a fancier name. Under IR35, if HMRC deems your working relationship with a client to be inside IR35, you could be liable for back taxes and penalties. It's enough to make you want to drown your sorrows in a cuppa, but before you do, remember, knowledge is power. Get familiar with IR35, seek professional advice if needed, and make sure your contracts are watertight. Section 5. Show me the money, freelancing demand and opportunities. Now that we've sufficiently scared you with the legal stuff, let's move on to the fun part, making money. The good news is, both the US and the UK are brimming with opportunities for skilled and motivated freelancers. In the US, the freelance market is as diverse as a New York City subway car. From tech giants to mom-and-pop shops, businesses of all sizes are increasingly relying on freelancers to fill skills gaps and keep up with the ever-changing demands of the market. In fact, the US freelance market is projected to reach a staggering $2.7 trillion by 2027. That's a lot of avocado toast, people. The UK may be playing catch-up in terms of overall market size, but it's no slouch when it comes to freelance opportunities. The UK government has been actively promoting self-employment, recognizing its importance for economic growth and flexibility. And with Brexit shaking things up, who knows what new opportunities might arise for savvy freelancers in the years to come. Section 6. The gig economy's underbelly challenges for American freelancers. Okay, so we've established that there's money to be made in the freelance world. But before you quit your day job and buy that yacht you've always dreamed of, or a slightly used kayak, let's talk about the challenges. One of the biggest downsides of freelancing in the US is the lack of a safety net. As a freelancer, you're on your own when it comes to things like health insurance, retirement savings, and paid time off. One trip to the emergency room could wipe out your savings faster than you can say pre-existing condition. And then there's the constant hustle for work. Gone are the days of steady paychecks and guaranteed employment. As a freelancer, you're constantly pitching, networking, and praying that your invoices get paid on time. It can be a roller coaster ride of feast or famine, and even the most successful freelancers experience periods of drought. Section 7. A cup of tea and uncertainty challenges for UK freelancers. Across the pond, UK freelancers face their own unique set of challenges. While the UK may have a more robust social safety net than the US, with access to the National Health Service (NHS) and other benefits, economic insecurity is still a major concern for many freelancers. The UK's employment laws are designed primarily with traditional employees in mind, leaving freelancers with fewer legal protections and rights. This can make it difficult to negotiate fair contracts, resolve disputes with clients, and access certain benefits like statutory sick pay or maternity leave. And then there's the ever-present fear of IR35. The government's attempts to clarify and tighten the rules around IR35 have caused confusion and uncertainty for many freelancers, making it difficult to plan for the future and feel secure in their self-employed status. Section 8. So you want to be your own boss? Key takeaways for US freelancers. So, after all that, you still want to be a freelancer in the land of the free? More power to you. Just remember, with great freedom comes great responsibility and a whole lot of paperwork. First and foremost, educate yourself about your legal and tax obligations. The IRS is not known for its sense of humor, so make sure you understand the rules of the game before you start playing. Next, build a strong support network. Connect with other freelancers, join online communities, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Freelancing can be a lonely business, but it doesn't have to be. Finally, embrace the hustle. Freelancing is not for the faint of heart. It takes hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of self-motivation to succeed. But if you're willing to put in the effort, the rewards can be great. Section 9. Keep calm and freelance on advice for UK freelancers. For those of you brave souls venturing into the UK freelance market, fear not. While the challenges may seem daunting, there are ways to navigate them and build a successful freelance career. Start by getting to grips with IR35. This complex legislation can be a minefield, so seek professional advice if needed to ensure you're on the right side of the law. Next, network like your life depends on it. The UK freelance